No matter what you do, whether it's work, play, or living healthy, life requires fuel. At Health Empowers You, we focus on quality to help give you the most fuel for your life. So let us help you get empowered. Stop by healthempowersyou.net today.
Hello and welcome to Sacred Motion, the art of moving with intention, here to help empower you. Welcome, my name is Tracy Searight, and I will be your guide through this series. So I'd like to say welcome and tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Tracy Searight. I am a mom, a fur mom, educator, yoga teacher, Reiki master teacher, author, and podcaster. And I hope through this podcast, I can inspire you, encourage you, motivate you to move through life with intention, finding your sacred motion. And what does that mean? Well, are you on autopilot? Are you just going through the motions, the movement, or are you really moving through life with the spiritual motion? And that necessarily doesn't mean going to church, but just going through life with a set of intentions. Are you bringing joy in? Are you finding yourself on autopilot? Have just been going through the motions without really taking everything in? Now, in my journey of life, there was a season of my life that I had that. I was making the motions and not really paying attention. I was hyper focused on the task at hand or getting through that task or getting things done off of my to-do list without really going through and waking up and focusing on the intention of that day. Just like you get up in the morning, you check out the weather and you dress yourself. You're mindfully choosing things out of your closet to wear. If it's raining, of course, you'll bring an umbrella. You will prepare for that weather for the day. Same thing as you wake up in the morning. What is your intention? What do you want to call in that day? What do you want to let go of? So this can be something of a word, more patience, more kindness. And how throughout your day can you move in a sacred motion and have the art of moving with intention instead of just walking through life on autopilot? Now, whatever stage you are in your life, whether you are, taking care of children, whether children are not something that you wanted to bring into your life, maybe you are an empty nester, wherever you are, one of the things that you can do, that you have the ability, and it's one of the best pieces of advice that I received when I was a young teacher, was that if it's not working, stop and redirect. So you have the power, you have the ability to assess your reality. And from there, you can stop and move and make progress towards the life that you want. And that is bringing in a little bit of intention. And it really involves just a matter of some few simple steps. So today we're focusing on we manifest. So what do we do with that? How do we manifest? Well, I have been actively manifesting mindfully, purposely, with intention for the last 5 years. Now, this is something I've probably done all my life, but really taking this as a sacred motion, the art of moving with intention. So this is what I'm going to help guide you with, and perhaps these are things that can resonate with you. Number one of the things that helped me was finding a sacred place, a safe place. That can be in your home, that can be in your backyard, wherever you feel comfortable. Is there a space or a place in your surroundings where you can go to? Maybe it's something you need to create with a chair, a table, a desk, anywhere in your home or surroundings where you feel at home, safe and relaxed. So having that sacred space, first of all. The next one is to get a notebook. Now, I know some people, I don't like to write. I don't like to write things down, but this is important to get it out of here and onto paper. Holding that physical pen in your hand, having that piece of paper. Now, maybe this is not for you. Okay, then type it up, put it on the computer, put it into your phone, talk it into your phone, but it needs to come out of here in some way where you have that exchange onto the paper. Again, we are moving with intention. That involves movement of the body here. So, number one is sacred space. Number two would be to get a notebook and get a pen. Now, every day, yes, every single day, you go to that sacred place. All right. And maybe your sacred place is somewhere on a trip or in the woods or on a beach. Well, you can sit at home and you can imagine that place as you write. So you can go in the mind. The mind's very powerful. So, three, we would start with gratitude as you open that notebook, and you'll use this notebook until you are filled with it. You start with the date and then putting thank you, always with a thank you. Always work with gratitude, appreciation, humble. The universe loves working with a humbled and grateful heart. So, we have number one, sacred space, to get that notebook, and three, to get that gratitude, to be appreciative. And no matter what type of day, as you sit down and you begin to write those words, thank you, whatever happened the day before, it might have been crazy, it might have been the worst day ever, but as you come to that new day, thank you. Thank you for an opportunity to restart. Number four is being consistent every single day. Now, did I miss a day? Well, I'm human. Things happen. But I go back. And even if it's the simplicity of writing thank you, that's what I do. The consistency of writing down. So let's say that you have a particular goal. Say, I would like my business to have 5 clients a week. I would every day after thank you. Thank you for the opportunities. Thank you for protection. Thank you for whatever I'm asking for, X amount of clients. And I would continue consistently placing that every day for that intention. Things like protect my children, bring harmony into my marriage. And I would write this down. And at the very end, I would also place thank you as well. The next thing for 5 is trust the outcome. Now, I may have an idea of kind of what I want, but it's the understanding that the universe has something way better planned for me, beyond my imagination, beyond my comprehension, and letting the outcome go. So, writing down all those things. And there are things that I have written down for 5 years, things that are consistent, like protect my children, financial freedom, harmony in my relationships, right? Grace and ease in all my life lessons. So there's a few key points that I really kind of bring in every single day. Now, after that 5, number 6 is focus on alignment rather than time. I was so hyper focused on it had to be done by May, it had to be done by December. I needed to accomplish this. Why isn't this happening? That the understanding that not looking at the clock, we're focusing awareness on alignment, everything aligning up. Maybe you need to take that class, or maybe this needs to happen. Like my awareness of, I need to sell my home before I take the next step. So focusing on alignment, things getting into place, and the other being focused on there. So movement, and it may not be linear. So have this understanding that I'm putting it out there, I'm writing it, I'm setting this intention of how I want my day to unfold. And since this is our first connection with each other, maybe you need help with, well, what should I have? What should my word be? I would say either every day or every week, or maybe the month you can find one word. Maybe get affirmation card, look some type of words up that you would like, but I'll help you out on day 1 here. And so I have the word goals. Set a goal, write it down, and release the outcome with this. And so as you go through your day, you get up, you write in your notebook, and maybe you don't have that whole lot of time. There have been some days that all I got down was the word thank you and putting that gratitude out there. placing it down and having your word. So if my word today is goal, I will go through my day and coming back to that to reset that intention. Again, we're so used to going, but can you have an intention? Can you put that on the same way you carry, an umbrella when it rains, or putting a coat on when it's cold, changing your shoes appropriately? Can you put that word on through your day and mindfully set an intention so that your motion is sacred? And what can be done with that? My word goal. As I get up in the morning, I write it down on that notebook, setting my goals, setting my intention. And then as I go through the day, say like 12 o'clock, just pause. Am I focusing on my goals today? How can I focus on my goal for the rest of the day? Then checking in again around dinner time. How is it going? How can I be a little bit better? How can I get more focused of awareness? And then right before bed, reflect back on that day and say, okay, I'm pausing, I'm reflecting. How did I do today? And what can I do better for tomorrow? So this is just the idea, is that you're not rushing through life. You're kind of being aware, you're being conscientious. And one of the things that inspired me to really have this sacred motion to live life with intention, it happened in 2020. Just before the shutdown, I had lost my sister. Now, my sister was the good sister. She did everything, uh, one would say correct. I really admired her devotion and her faith. She went to church every Sunday. I would color her a devout Catholic. If she missed church, she would make it up. And her loss really set me on this path where, did she really live for the intention of herself? She was such a caregiver. Uh, she was worried about other people. She took care of her aunt. She took care of our parents, and very devoted in that. But she wasn't living her life with the movement of intention of what she really wanted. There were certain goals and dreams and things that she wanted, certain outcomes that she wanted, that were not achieved because she was living a life helping others, taking care of others. So her loss really shook me to the core of, am I living my life with intention? Am I living for everybody else? What do I really want to do with the time I have here left on earth? And so I really began to dismantle my life, and my life looks completely different now than it did 3 years ago. And it wasn't one of these things where I'm blowing things up, but I felt like I had built a life up with my right hand, only to kind of break it down with my left. But I wasn't really happy with the reality that I was looking at. And I've done this a couple times in my life where I kind of on an autopilot, I look around, I don't know if this is for me. We change, we grow, and we're not the same person as we were at 18 or say 25 or 35 or 45 and so on. So wherever you are in your life right now, pause and reflect, is this the life that I'm loving? Am I truly happy with this? It's about being a spirit in motion, not a physical body because you're here. Can you have intention when you're waiting at the DMV? Can you live with intention as you're at a dentist appointment? So making this mindful shift, this mindful movement, is the art of moving with intention. So these were some of the things that I incorporated. And again, it didn't happen as like that. It took time. Some of the things in my journal, and I put on there manifest to success, took 5 years to really manifest. And again, it's not looking at time, it's looking at alignment, about things that had to line up. As you write these, as you place these goals, intentions, as you find your word, maybe you want to focus on patience, maybe you want to focus on kindness, maybe you want to focus on boundaries, whatever that is, it's that mindful intention, your spirit in motion. Be mindful that when you write all these things down, it could take time, and those things may all come at once. And write in there also that you are given the energy and the patience to really maintain all of these things. There has been a season where I had all of these things manifest at once, and it was really causing burnout for me. So make sure that you write down, say, like, oh, I want to have this business, I want to have 20 clients a week, that you place in there that you have the energy, you have the wisdom, you have the resources to continue to maintain this on a successful level to avoid burnout, and also like that you're not going to get sick. So, all of these things. And also, another piece of advice is be very specific. I have learned this through time, and I will give you a great example. I lived in Charleston, South Carolina for about 14 years and had to move from Charleston, South Carolina back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I desperately wanted to get back to Charleston. So everything I would say, I'm going to get back to Charleston, I'm going to get back to Charleston, because I was speaking it out loud and writing it, going to get back to Charleston, going to get back to Charleston. Well, my husband eventually got a job in West Virginia, and I went to the dentist for a checkup, and my dentist had asked about my husband. And I said, he got a job in West Virginia. And then it made the connection near Charleston, West Virginia. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't specify that I wanted Charleston, South Carolina. So I learned then to be very painfully detailed. It's as if you're asking the universe, I want a pair of Adidas shoes. You're out to lunch with a friend. They're like, hey, I got some things to donate. Like, what are you donating? Oh, I have a pair of Adidas shoes I'm going to drop off at Goodwill or the thrift shop. Oh my goodness, I've been wanting that. I've been wanting a pair of Adidas shoes. Oh my goodness, maybe this will work for you. And then you open the shoes, you find they're the color green and they're a size 4. And you happen to be an 8.5 and you wanted a pair of white. So make sure that you are very detailed in what you want, of the type of job you want, how many hours, what kind of boss that you want. Be so detailed in this picture, but also leave room that you are open to your highest good, whatever is the best direction for you. So these are some things that I have incorporated into my life. And again, the catalyst of change in my life was losing my sister because of all the things that she did right. I'm like, my goodness, look at all of these things that she had done right. And then we still lost her. And so, looking and seeing the things that she missed out on and the dreams and the goals that she didn't finish. I mean, even like projects, craft projects, she wanted to be a big crafter and do all these things, and unfinished uh, items that, she was working on that couldn't get done. So can you live with intention? Can you put your spirit in motion so you're not autopilot, where you're just going through your day, crossing things off your to-do list and moving through life without joy, without purpose, without happiness? So sacred motion, a way that we can be in motion with our spirit, with our joy, with our happiness, loving our life. We have one opportunity here, one life here. What do you want to call in? What do you want to let go of? And know that you always have that opportunity to stop and redirect your life and go into a different way. And my life years ago, elementary school teacher, having a classroom, and at the age of 50, turning around and saying, okay, well, I'm going to do fitness now. I'm going to be a yoga teacher. I'm going to be a Reiki master. I'm going to play sound bowls. I'm going to create a business. I have Feather Sister Wellness, I have Beep Beep the Yoga Jeep, and I have Ready Set Reiki. So all of these things that at a time that one would think, oh, you're not at a great age to do this, but you can always stop and redirect. Whether you are in your 90s and you decide, I want to be a yoga teacher, great. If you have the calling, by all means, you are meant to be there. Don't let the naysayers say anything different. Keep focused on your dream and your goals and your aspirations, and look at alignment versus time. So this is something as we manifest together that we can write down our goals, our dreams, our intentions, and keep it with consistency. So keeping our spirit in motion. So some little tips for you, and hopefully every Monday I'll come on, share some things, everything from fitness to wellness to yoga, even ASMR that I do to help guide you, relax you, and hopefully inspire you, and letting you know it's never too late. You always have the opportunity to stop and redirect and create the life of your dreams. So I hope this helps you in your journey of life. This has been Sacred Motion, the art of moving with intention. I hope I have empowered you, and I will catch you next Monday. Thank you for joining me.